Thank you. Well, we got the chats back. It looks like we might have broke the internet last night. I don't know. After the technical difficulties we are having and waking up and seeing the headlines today, I thought, oh no, did we do that? Reasonable question. We may never know the answer. Remember all my father's stories about fishing. I still think about how he never brought one back home. But I'm just proud to sit down here and tell you this one of my own. I was running through some words when I came upon a pond where the ladies fish lies and boys come from. There was a sign, I went closer to have a look. Said, throw into me a penny and make a wish. But that is not the deal I undertook. First I swam, then fished. first I swam, then fished. I was daydreaming silently in the middle of the night of the one that got away 'cause I pulled too tight. I thought, had I come a-carrying a net, would the treasure be all mine? Have I given up? No, not yet. I've got lots of time. I've got lots of time. So I gathered up my lures, a little wine, a little song. I went running through some words till I found that pond. I used a little bit of nighttime for the bait. Didn't take long, I was reeling in the loot. I caught more than I could ever contemplate. I caught morning with a sock to boot. I was hanging out at the bar with all of the clouds. I was telling my story with each beer more proud. Well, they had a contest at the local docks. They still ask me what I did to win the prize. I just say I threw away all my clocks and I opened my eyes. I opened my eyes. I remember all my father's stories about fishing. I still think about how he never brought one back home. I'm just proud to sit right here and tell you this one of my own. I remembered all of it with a few pregnant pauses, but it does appear the chats are still not working. It looks like it's fixed on my end, but I see a chat from YouTube. Check your encoder settings. Let's see here. I'm going to look at the settings again. Oh, yep. It looks like it's broken again. Reload. Oh, man. I'm going to try to fix it real quick. Let me geek out for just a second. Oh, man. I guess it doesn't like me to play with it live. All right, I guess I'll have to give up. I do imagine that this could be related to the stuff that's going on all over the world. What do they call it? The strike force or whatever it is. Some kind of global situation that is affecting us here. That's sad. I want our chats back. Davin, welcome. Brenda, I hope you're watching the show, not just hanging out in Discord. Well, if you do want to make a request, unfortunately, you're going to have to go on to our Discord server in order to do it. It's such a big part of how this show works. I hope they figure it out, because I don't know what I'll do with myself if I don't have you guys making the request list, the set list for me. I'm a little addicted to that. Nice. His shining shoes, paying dues, are these the blues I'm feeling? Down the street, they're tapping their feet and the old time music's reeling. You know, I always thought I could play if I had the chance, but I never did. Now all I can do is dance. Middle of the night, I think I might go down to the old train station, walk along the rail line where the hobos hopped on the nation. You know, I always thought I could be one if I had the chance, but I never did, and now all I can do is dance. Well, I heard a man once lost his mind just trying to be a poet. Could someone wish they were and try to be and think they weren't and be one and not know it? Because I always thought I could be one if I had the chance, but I never did. Now all I can do is dance. Yippee! The city's swept under a carpet of lights. The boys in the band are drained into sight. There's a sigh in the sidewalk as the opens close. One man's garbage is a couple of warm rolls. I feel like a spring flower surprised by the cold. Come on, too strong, come on, too bold. Chase my own, now the tale is told, but don't roll the sad ending, there's so much to go. I'll be a good time gambler, a guitar picker, stranger, a lonely trickster. In the storefront windows I walk by myself. I could float down the gutter to the ne'er-do-well. I could go down to the playhouse where the lovers meet and see who sits alone and take a seat. Well, I tell myself I'll flip a coin to choose. Heads you win, tails I lose. The tails I hop the gutter, 'cause the baby I need, she's down in the well. Never be. Well, I'll be a good time gambler, a guitar picker, a perfect stranger, lonely trickster. Why does that happen? Why didn't holes on my harmonicas get clogged up? What's that say about me? Ouch. Girl, how many men leave their mark on the world? Now to them that do, how many deserve to be whining and dining and holding her? Well, let my love fall flat and seem dumb. I need a reason to go, a reason to run. I need a song to sing, tune to strum. I face my home in the east as I hold out my thumb. I'll be a good time gambler, a guitar picker, perfect stranger, a lonely trickster. I'll be a good time gambler, a guitar picker, perfect stranger, a lonely trickster. Beard hairs. That's a reasonable theory. That is so frustrating. I was feeling that. Man. Should we take it apart and see if you're right? Normally you can blow it out, but man, that's in there. I fixed it. Sorry y'all had to see that. Sorry y'all had to see that. I moved the candle over. You can probably, some of you maybe noticed that, but the thing I like about it is I can sing to the candle, and there's a microphone right down here. The two mics I'm using for the setup is one up there and one right there. But if I'm looking at the I can look at the candle and my voice is pointed to the microphone. Which I think is a nice little focus there. All right. It looks like we got enough people in Discord to create a set list, which makes me feel very good. I was getting a little nervous with the chat relay not working right. If you're on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, you will not be able to add to the set list tonight until they fix that on Restream or Discord's end. Chicken and Rice, Emily Green. I'd never do that song, but I might do it for you. It's not in the songbook, though. It doesn't look like. I think I'm going to have to learn that one and play it for you next time you tune in. Yep, it's not in the book, and I do not remember the words to that. Fun request, though. Down to the Wire. Which version? Money, money, money. Tin can coffee cup. Oh my God, find out for yourself. You're reading my mail. I do not know that yet, and obviously it's not in the songbook, but we were watching some Deadwood before I came down here, and that song came to my mind for some reason. It's like, how's that find out for yourself song go? I got a whole list of songs I'm going to have to actually find and relearn, and songs I'm like, oh, that would be a good one, but I don't know. Maybe we could just spend half the show. Oh, I just finished Butcher Girl. That's the song the harmonica got clogged up on. That's a song I just played. Here's another one I thought of that hasn't been played in decades, but it's sort of appropriate for the night, and I might remember it because I was noodling on it while we were watching TV. It's the first song I ever wrote for Amy to sing in the amusement back in the day. At least we're thinking we're thinking a lot alike, birds. Magpie, good to see you. It's Friday now. The boys, they start to play their games around. And the silly little town feeds all their fooling themselves about a crown. My evening gown might as well touch the ground. Boys will be boys going down town. I'm crying. He told me, showed me, I know he's lying, but I held him anyhow. I know the feeling of pretending to feel something is real and possibly a big deal. The real will be real going down town. I wish I fairy tale well, married hell, what to this guy who can't know my head, playing king, passing sentence off with his bed. Or do I go instead of staying home and playing dead? Feel will be feel going downtown. It's Friday now. Why, oh why is it that I must be me going down? Wow. Been a minute since that's been sung, right? It is. You know, the one I sang first, Fish Heads and Tails, is maybe the oldest song I've sung yet on this. That was also from my college days. That the Fish Heads and Tails that I started the show off with is actually older than that song. But then it got me on this one that I can't remember, and I was even scouring hard drives all the way up till we went live trying to find this tune that was in the early amusement days. It was called Simply, and all I remember of it was like, hey June, take it even slower than you. I can't remember it at all. I'm gonna have to reach out to Amy or Dave. I bet Amy would remember all the words because we both sang it. But boy, looking for that tune, I discovered a few little forgotten veins in the graveyard there. There's a lot of potential resurrections in our future, in our long future. All right. Neglecting your set list here. Let me take a look at it again. What was it? Oh, chicken and rice. Okay. Emily Green. Lately, I've been so excited, I can't sleep at night. I feel like I'm new. All right, I was just priming the pump there. You know, one thing there's so many, as we try to drill down and reveal I'll say a definitive version of each of these songs, which is the goal, to get a definitive version scripted. The arrangement is known, the key it's known, the instrument it's played on. Is it a nylon string? Is it the steel string? Is it the open tune slide guitar? Is it the gypsy jazz? Is it on piano? Abe would ask, is it on banjo? All these questions. Most of the songs it's known, but it's not in stone. I want to put it as in stone as possible. But one thing we have not explored very much at all is the pick. The guitar pick. And I feel like there's like that Wild Irish Rose the other night after practice. I was still noodling on it after practice, and I started playing it with a pick, and I was like, oh, wait a second. We're ignoring realms of possibilities here by not pulling out these picks. And what's oh, maybe it was Emily Green that made me think of that just now. But it does chicken and rice on the stove. So nice to be home. Home. Pitter of feet, the pitter of feet. I'm not alone. It's not just me. I'm home. Home. I ain't ever going out there again. Not onto the road, not into the wind. Gonna stay right here with my family and friends. We need more wood. Hey, we need more wood for the fire. Sure feels good to be home. Home. Oh, wrong harp. Coast to coast, day to night, it's all good, but there's no place like home. Home. I ain't ever going out there again. Not onto the road, not into the wind. Gonna stay right here with my family and friends. Big warm bed, on the big warm bed, been letting it go to my head. I'm home. 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 And I ain't ever going out there again. Not onto the road, not into the wind. Gonna stay right here with my family and friends. No, I ain't ever going out there again. Not onto the road, not into the wind. Gonna stay right here with my family and friends. Yeah, I almost never play with a pick, but I got back into it when I started learning about gypsy jazz, and that's the only way to play that is with a pick. Then not only did I get into picks again, but I've discovered there's a whole world of picks I never knew existed. I mean, you got big ass, thick picks. Each one changes everything. You got tiny little jazz picks. You got felt picks. I mean, just look at the difference between these two guys. You think you're going to play the same way with both of those? You're crazy. You can't do the same stuff. Try to do that with this. Oh, it's way easier. It's crazy. It's crazy. Lots of possibilities. But when we get down to start really boiling down the notes, the arrangement, the music, as so we could describe it in a way that it could be played without us, that someone could pick up the notes and be like, okay, it's on a nylon string in this tuning with a capo on the 6th fret, yada, yada, yada. I can play this song now. We got to be able to describe it. So many options. It's going to be nuts. But I feel like, I don't know when, once it starts getting a little colder, we'll start really drilling down tune by tune and filling out the NathanMooreSongs.com online songbook with the chords and with all kinds of notes of how I'm playing it at the moment. Gotta leave the breadcrumbs for the future. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, what would happen to my songs? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, will they make it to the children who seem to pick up what remains? Will they make it through the valley, or just slip down the drain? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, what will happen to my songs? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, will they make it to the children who seem to pick up what remains? Oh, did I already do that? Well, I don't want them to just be paper, some folded dusty trail, which few may take to find me, 'cause those few may fail. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, what will happen to my songs? When I'm gone, when I'm gone. Some other morning, will they be played when I go? Will they be hummed? Will you do this for me? My friends, I'll never know. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, what will happen to my songs? When I'm gone, when I'm gone. Magpie asks, what is my favorite general pick? That's a good question. I mean, really, like the workhorse for many years is just a standard. This isn't even the right one, the right thickness, but a little bit thicker, the standard pick. But since I discovered Gypsy Jazz, there's one called the Americana. And this is like all my mandolin player, like Dave Tiller always had one like this. And it's a faux tortoise shell, because tortoise shell is the best. the all the diehards swear by the tortoise shell, but there's a couple problems with tortoise shell. They're illegal. You're not allowed to sell actual tortoise shell. That's why a lot of them look like this. It's a faux tortoise shell, made to look like the real thing. But here's the Americana, and this guy is pretty sweet. But it's I say that mostly from when I got really deep for just like 2 months into gypsy jazz before I got sidetracked onto another task and forgot everything I learned about gypsy jazz. But there was one night out at Baker Ball contest. I don't even have it in here right now. When I was sitting in a field playing, and there's this one pick that I got that I never understood. It was the thickest thing I ever. It feels like a Jolly Rancher in your hands. It's so thick, and I was like, "What would you ever use this for?" But I had it in my pocket, and we were all playing in a field, and people were like all over the place, and the Baker Ball was going on over there, and I was just sitting in the field, and I pulled that thing out just to project further, and had a whole experience with it. I played in that field because people were so far away, and I was trying to project, because normally I'm afraid of being too intrusive or too loud, but not in this case. And I was unleashed, and that thick ass big ass pick was a revelation. I couldn't even play the same way right now because the mic's right here and you're not way over there, but I need to go back to that moment somehow, someday, because I played in a way I've never played before, and it was really, really fun. I don't even know how to describe what I'm talking about, but I remember being like, oh my God, this pick is insane. Yeah, I can't find it now. But these sort of rounded thick picks, they can be really weird at first, but after a while, once you get used to them, they really are. It's hard for me to just play without playing to something. So, before I move to the next song, let me read this chat here. But then, what are you going to do if you don't want to go on the road again? I listen when I can, but I miss a lot. I am sorry if I'm asking things I should already know. What will you do once the practice reaches the results you seek? Oh, great question. Is this about documentation that you just mentioned, or will you do residencies, or what? Great question. I don't know. I've wondered the same thing myself. There was a moment a few weeks ago when I was like, you know what? I feel like there's a goal that is palpable and reachable with this practice, in the sense that even though I've written so many songs, there's really only a finite amount that I'm really fascinated in having a definitive version of in this context. And when I look at my songbook, there's like, probably like 350 songs that I really want in my pocket, and I want to be able to play at the drop of a hat a really cool, like, show-worthy version. And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? Because when we first started it out, there was like all these songs that someone would ask for, and I couldn't remember the words. I didn't remember how it went exactly. Like, it really seemed like we could spend the rest of my life trying to learn them. But then pretty quickly, I was like, wait a second. I'm starting to look through the songbook, and they're all close to being back in my pocket, at least in terms of remembering how they go and the word and all the words. So then it goes from that to like to the definitive version of like really being arranged and knowing exactly how I'm going to play it. And then there was some big talk a few weeks ago of what will happen when we get to that point where they're all back in my pocket. Will something change? Will I leave the house? Will I have to go perform live shows? Will I have to move my practice to not being a practice to being like a primetime show when actually people are awake on the East Coast? Or all these questions. And I guess I don't know the answer. We talk a lot about the ultimate goal of, I mean, there might be, I have sometimes when I'm sleeping, I have this dream that when we hit the point where I've achieved the goal of the practice, the sky will part and I'll suddenly magically find myself in Carnegie Hall. Now, barring that not happening, I think at the moment my modus operandi is to operate under that idea that once I hit this certain point, something magically is going to happen and I'll just find myself sitting in Carnegie Hall. All of you will be in the audience with your instruments, also practiced and knowing all these songs, and we are going to put on a show there that will be talked about till the end of time. That's fun. I could just sit here and answer questions all night, but y'all probably want to hear me sing. We have work to do, right? Down to the wire. How about I try the version that no one else has heard yet? I played for Kethera both versions, and she loves them both very much. She likes the original a little bit more, but felt like if she was producing a movie or something that she might want to use the new version. Isn't it crazy how short the Beatles' career was and how much they put out? It's insane when you really think about that whole story was told in like 7 years. There will definitely just be an awesome satisfaction for me striving to reach these definitive versions of each song on YouTube in a way that I can at least imagine will be preserved for a very long time. And that documentation and that striving is such a easing feeling in my heart, because there's so many songs that aren't on Spotify, or the version that is on Spotify is a version I feel like isn't really the best representation of the beauty of the song, and doing it in this raw way is just that alone is pretty awesome to me. So this is the C minor version with the capo. He died at 29 at the end of a bottle. So in so few years he wrote all those songs. Many might say that's not how you ought to live your life, but damn those songs. And watching the fire still burn, when will I ever learn? That don't mean I have to get higher. I don't have to set me on fire. This doesn't have to go down to the wire. Doesn't have to go down. She died at 33, OD'd in a hotel, that famous hotel where genius would hang. She was always free, now she always will be. Was anyone freer than when she sang? And watching the fire still burn, when will I ever learn? That don't mean I have to get higher. I don't have to set me on fire. This doesn't have to go down to the wire. Doesn't have to go down. He died at 75, always a fighter, screaming at demons like a back alley cat. He teased the reaper, I dare you to try it. I'll shave with your scythe, wipe my face with your hat. And watching the fire still burn, when will I ever learn? That don't mean I have to get higher. I don't have to set me on fire. This doesn't have to go down to the wire. Doesn't have to go down. All right, I'm going to play just one verse of the original version, and you guys vote on which one you like. Here's the original key. He died at 29 at the end of a bottle. So in so few years he wrote all the songs. Many might say that's not how you ought to live your life, but damn those songs. And watching the fire still burn, when will I ever learn? That don't mean I have to get higher. I don't have to set me on fire. This doesn't have to go down to the wire. Doesn't have to go down. I bet Kether that it was going to be 50-50 if there was an actual vote in the chat. I love it. Sorry about the tuning, everybody. Boy, that tuning was rough. Changed whether the capo was on or not. The new one has some really interesting underlying tension that I like. Oh, see, look at this. I love it. It sort of goes to show, to a certain extent, and I recognize this, the illusory, is that the right word, nature of the task at hand of anything being a definitive version, because there's always going to be context where in one situation, this version of the song is perfect, and in another situation, another version of the song is perfect. So what is a definitive version? What do I mean by that? What am I really saying? But I hear you, Progaff. But a way of thinking about it is if you just just pretend for the next few months that we're making a record. We're making an album. It's going to be on vinyl. It's going to be pressed, and there's going to be 350 songs on it. It's a record with a bunch of songs, but pretend we're making a record and appreciate that you have to make those decisions. You can't just be like, oh, well, they're both cool. And no, it's what version's going to be on the record. That's the decision that I'm including you guys in this process of deciding what, at this point in time, oh, how'd that happen? The definitive version is. How did I do that? And it's hard stuff, but it's also really, really fun stuff. It's, you know, and if I was working with a producer, that they would be very definitive, like, oh, we're doing this, you're doing it this way. And you know, in the arrangement, it can be really, really satisfying. Like, one of the things that came from that arrangement when I was working on it last night was going straight into the second verse from the first chorus. Doesn't have to go down. She died at 33 OD. Out going straight back into the verse. So all those things I want decided. Like, after the chorus, do I go back and vamp for 2 bars and start singing the next chorus, or do I go straight into the chorus? When the solo comes, is there a harmonica break? What's the harmonica break? Basically, what are the notes the harmonica is going to play? It should be able to be written out. I don't want to take a jazz improvised solo every time. I want to come up with a cool thing to do. I want to be able to write it all out, and that's the goal. With all these songs, some need way more work than others. Y'all with me? Anyone? Does that make sense, or am I talking in some kind of circle? Yeah, you guys are all a fraction of the producer. I'm open. You guys are. What's the word for it? Not suffering me, indulging me, but when I first started doing this and calling it the daily practice, I was much more excruciating with wanting to involve you guys in the process, all the way to the point where I was making you endure me practicing to the metronome and everything, just because I wanted y'all to suffer with me and then feel the rewards. I was like, all right, we'll do the practice every night, and then once a month we'll do the show, and then we'll all feel the rewards when I do a primetime show that we really advertise the hell out of. And then they'll be like, oh, now it's like wax on, wax off. After a while, you're just like, why are you making me do this? This is grueling and stupid and it doesn't make any sense. Waxing on, waxing off. But then comes the show, the big show. And then I do the show and everybody's like, oh my God, I get it now. That's why we had to deal with all that excruciating, all those criticisms and all that negativity. Why? It all makes sense now. And that was my dream. But then I realized this is not working. This is not fun to watch. This is not fun to be a part of. So I started backing down on that and tried to make it where I'm just playing your requests. But then each night, it's just an hour long. And each night I'm in here for hours afterwards, going through the songs that y'all asked for and wondering like what worked about them, what didn't work about them, how do I get rid of what didn't work, how do I maximize what did work, what's the arrangement, what's the version that's going to be on this grand record. Brenda says a few times early on I fell asleep and wasn't sure if it was true that you played the same song for hours on end or not, like a fever dream. Yeah, welcome to the daily practice. Money, money, money. How's that go? Well, I can write one hell of a sad song, but I can't get paid to sing it. It's gotta be disguised as a suicide and have a beat that's really swinging. They say don't say so much, and could you pick it up a bit? In not so many words, and the few they choose are shit, and I'm not entertained by them. Why should they be entertained by me? All right, the money. I could have been a thief of jewels, I could have had a million names. Instead I pushed just one in stone, up in dreams and down in days. I could have been a rich man's son, I could have been a prince. But no, I was born to be just these songs I've written since. And I've grown scared of the music, it's coming after me. For money, 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 money. I got these fantasies of luxury swimming through me like a strange disease, and the cure is torture, sure as I get down on my knees for just one chance to sing one song to someone who is someone, somewhere, sometime soon. Before what I've done comes undone, there's a craving in my heart, there's a craving in my belly, and one of them just wants the money. It seems what beget who beget me beget time, time beget pain, pain beget song. Something went wrong, I must be getting on my way to the end of just one rainbow, one diamond in the rough. Maybe to just one woman I could quit smelling long enough to think of a simple phrase, some catchy melody, one that makes a man like me money. Money, 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 money. I can write one hell of a sad song, but I can't get paid to sing it. It's gotta be disguised as a suicide and have a beat that's really swinging. They say don't say so much, and could you pick it up a bit? In not so many words, and the few they choose a shit, and I'm not entertained by them. Why should they be entertained by me? Alright, the money, that's right. I'll tell you why. M-O-N-E. That's why. I don't know if that one will be on the record. If it is, we probably have a lot to talk about and a lot of work to do. Yeah, a lot of it, the conversation is, if you were my producer and I was going to be on like the Tonight Show tonight and I'm going to play that song, how am I going to play it? I'm curious of them, how many are already defined. I'm really excited to find out for yourself again. All right, tin can coffee cup, I might try on slide. Let's skip ahead to Been a While. I think I'm all poised for that with the right harmonica. It's been a while since you and I sat beneath an unbroken sky, still in the tremble, hand in hand, pan the fool's gold stream. Seems like ages since the two of us teamed up against the years and watched the notes of music roll right off our tongues into the dream. It's been too long, but now you're here. Don't let me loose just yet. It's been too long. It's been too long since we sang the song we wrote the night we met. It's been a while since you and I bet against the break of day. It's all I can do, it's all I can remember is that look on your face when you play. Say hello before you go, disappearing down the fast lane. At least again at last say yes, let me just remember you that way. It's been too long, but now you're here. Don't let me lose just yet. It's been too long. It's been too long since we sang that song we wrote the night we met. Nice request. Wishful Thinking. Got a song. I wrote that on piano, but I don't know if I would. Let me. Just for the heck of it. Oh, that's the wrong camera. How's that song go? I got it. first, Chicken Little of World War III. I wonder about a lot of things, but not so much what's gonna happen to me. I sure would like to see the change I ain't ever gonna be. Some say it's the end, well, all I see is wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Ukraine's kicking its windows, those little girls are gone. Round here we're quickly losing the West we once had won. And everybody knows it, even those that deny. But you know the truth, you believe a lie. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Well, all I know is all I've seen, and love will end the day. But between me and you, between now and then, it's not all gonna be okay. But let's not tell the children it's not their burden yet. Let them dream their silly dreams, lest we all forget. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Very sloppy, but yeah, great request. I originally wrote that on piano. Man, I feel several ways about this. We've already done it. All gone. But I have been rambling a lot. I've been babbling a lot. So I feel like you guys deserve a couple of more songs. So we'll just forget about that for a second. Have guitar, won't travel. Yeah, I definitely don't have any desire to tour again. I did enough touring in my life to last a few lifetimes. But it is fun playing for people in the flesh. I do know that that's true too. But I love being a digital troubadour and playing on YouTube. I feel like this is my calling. been a blazer and setting cement, and I've been clawing for light. I've been gasping for air. For a moment I thought I might just die right there. I remembered in my collar I placed a paper clip. I could pick these handcuffs and give these guys the slip. Over the mountain I could sneak away, live to fight another day. Have guitar, we'll travel. Got a car filled with gasoline. We could go far or fire, and all points in between. Somebody spanked me, somebody thanked me. Looked down and I was standing on the crybaby's blanket. And I've been walking through woods, I've been mining for coal, sort of like my shoes with the dirt on their soles. Have guitar, we'll travel. Got a car filled with gasoline. We could go far or fire, and all points in between. Between death and birth, in between the lines between the moon and Middle Earth, with my head in the clouds, I was dragging my feet. I knew I couldn't stay, but I didn't want to leave. Have guitar, we'll travel. Got a car filled with gasoline. We could go far or fire, and all points in between. We could go far or fire, and all points in between. Woo! Oh man. I wish I'd looked at the window. It's so fun. Yes! Oh, that is fun. Again. Before you were born, you had it all the love and riches in the world. Before you were born, you fly along the wind, and then you were born. Now you want it all back again. Before you were born, sang in tune, sat still as a stone, ran rings around the moon. As quick as lightning above a riverbed, and then you were born. Now you want it all back again. Before you were born, baby, you was free. And now you're chained to happiness and misery. Before you were born, you were without sin. And then you were born, now you want it all back again. Before you were born, you had no fears. The sun was your smile, and the rain was your tears. And nothing grew without the rain. Your smile had no end. And then you were born, now you want it all back again. But I'll tell you this, I'm glad you was born. I drink another to you as I light my cigarette. Throw another log onto desire, play that mandolin. We're not dead yet, and this chance won't come again. We're not dead yet, and this chance won't come again. I wonder if I wondered something different than I'm wondering. Oh, it breaks my heart, might never know. I might never sit in the I might never sit in the delicatessen, but save me a seat in a blundering I will go, and I won't stop for nothing. I will never not go. I've always been on to something. What? Might never know. Sleeping ugly might be, but I am at the table, and weren't we all awakened by a kiss? One Once you've caught the lightning, once you've seen the angels, you can't just pretend they don't exist. And I won't stop for nothing. I will never not go. I've always been on to something. What? Might never know. Porcupine on a juke joint stage dove onto a cactus, shook it off, said, oh, and that's not all. Everything up to this point's been practice, 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 'cause that's the way you get to Carnegie Hall. And I won't stop for nothing. I will never not go. I've always been up to something, up on what? Might never know. There you go. Oh, that was a fun session. I'm sorry I talk so much, but we have a lot to think about, and I want your minds in on the thoughts. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I am thinking of committing to Monday through Friday at midnight and not committing to Saturday and Sunday, but I'll probably be back tomorrow night. I enjoy doing it, and I'm still thinking out loud about how all that feels, but so maybe I'll advertise Monday through Friday and just do Saturday and Sunday because I like doing it. So maybe that's the move. I don't know. But no matter what, I am so grateful for your ears, your hearts, and your minds. Thank you so much. Be silly, be honest, always trust your cape. Go get 'em, Tigers. See you next time. Bye.